Where my sister wins, I win at the Sisters Cafe.
Welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe, where we gather with our favorite cafe beverage for real talk, heartfelt moments, community support, information, education, and prayer partners. Here at the cafe, we sip on truth, pour out love, and stir in a whole lot of sisterhood. Whether you're driving to work, unwinding at home, or still in a moment for yourself, this is your time, your table, and your tribe. I'm your host, Gladys B, and this is your safe space to breathe, grow, heal, be inspired, empowered, and above all else, be your best self. Be sure to follow me on all these social media platforms. You can catch me here on Power Influence Radio every Wednesday for Woman Crush Wednesday. Download that Daily Faith Network app on your Roku TV, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. And at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just go over to the Sisters Cafe channel and check us out. If you haven't, go over to YouTube and lock us in so that way you are notified every time there is another. If you haven't already, y'all rush over and go register for the 2026 I Win Conference. Y'all, it's about to be bananas. I am super excited. Things are falling into place. Everybody is registering. Y'all get your rooms, register because the rooms are limited at the conference rate and the space is limited. So you want to get in while you can fit in. So make sure you go over. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. But anything you need to know, you can find out at www.sisterscafeinc.com. And for those who haven't, nominate your Woman Crush Wednesday. Somebody who you admire or has made a big impact in your life, or somebody you just think is the coolest thing since shoestrings. Nominate them to be your Woman Crush Wednesday, and we will award them on that Saturday at the I Win Conference. Sponsors, donators, advertisers, vendors, volunteers, holla at your girl. We need all y'all to come through for this conference. Y'all do what you can and help me bring this conference to life. Today's conversation isn't just about sharing a story. It's about opening our eyes, stirring our hearts, and activating our hands. By the end of this interview, you won't be wondering what to do next. You won't be guessing how to help. You'll know exactly how you can support families in need, whether that's through a donation, volunteering, spreading the word, or partnering with a mission. Today, we're talking to Cassandra Sterling, founder and creator of Tootsie's House, where they believe something powerful, and that is where little becomes more. A small act of kindness can create a big impact, and together we can truly make a difference. Cafe, help me welcome Cassandra Sterling. Usually when you're feeling something ain't right, it usually ain't right.
Right.
But we so in love, infatuated, lustful, and wanting that we don't want to face it. Bottom line, we don't want to face it.
Right.
And
exactly.
That's where I'm at now. I feel like I'm not all the way to blame, but I'm just as to blame. Because if I felt that something was off, I should have cut it off.
Absolutely.
If it caused me to do anything against the word of God, I should have cut that off. Because God's not going to send somebody to me that's going to make me depart from him.
Exactly.
Or put anything in between me and him. The person for me is going to bring me closer to God somehow.
Yeah.
So I know that now, and I also know that God answers prayers. But we have to be open to it. Yeah. We want so much of what we want that when something comes by that God is sending you we ignore it because it ain't what we wanted. Because,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be honest, after all those hurts, my heart couldn't take another heartbreak. I'm not gonna even lie.
Right.
I remember saying I would just prefer to be alone for the remainder of my days
Mhm.
than to have it ripped again like that. I love hard and I give of myself.
Mhm.
God sent me somebody who does the same. And so that conversation goes something like, well, what do you want to eat? Baby, it's whatever you want to eat. No, you can go where you want to eat and I'll find something that works. Well, no, we did that last time. It's your turn. What do you want to eat?
Mhm.
Sorry, what you want to eat? Like,
Right.
that's how that goes. I remember I kept praying. I'm like, but God, I just got him. Like,
Right.
come on, Jesus. And I thought, I kept saying, he's sovereign.
Mhm.
He's sovereign. He knows more than I know. He
Mhm.
knows the plan he has for me. So this is what I feel by hiding the word in your heart that you might not sin against God.
Yes,
So that
absolutely.
when things come up, the first thing you
Mhm.
spit out your mouth is a scripture, is
Yes.
what he said. And it makes such a huge difference.
Mhm.
Such a huge difference. I had made peace at whatever God allows is right.
Mhm.
And I know people say, yeah, you say that until, and that's all I can say. Because right now I can only go on what I've been through.
Exactly.
So, but I'm hoping, and let me not say hoping, I'm determined that whatever he allows is right. And that is the way I will stay for the
Mhm.
remainder of my days. Because
Amen.
I do believe, I believe in God and his sovereignty.
Yes,
I've seen it.
absolutely.
I've seen it.
Absolutely.
I've witnessed this. I've experienced this. Some days I look right now, some at my older days,
Mhm.
younger days, and I'm like, man, I used to think God didn't like me. Like so much trouble and
Mhm.
lack and confusion and dysfunction and heartbreak and disappointment.
Mhm.
I had made up in my mind, okay, he might do it for you. He just ain't gonna do it for me. But if he don't, and I used to say that back then, if he
Mhm.
don't, nothing else for me, he's done enough.
And he's done enough.
He's done enough. And lo
Mhm.
and behold, does he keep doing?
He keeps on. He
He
keeps
keeps,
on
because his mercy endures forever.
forever.
All right. We are going to talk about two C's because we can talk about the Lord Himself, Jesus Christ, all day long.
Yes, we can.
All
Yes, we
day
can.
long. Today we are talking about two C's house, where a little becomes more. Welcome to the show, Miss Cassandra.
Hello, hello, hello.
So we have Tussie's house, which I've just recently learned about.
Mhm.
Can you first tell us a little bit about Cassandra, aka Coco, aka My Joy?
Well, guys, so I am just your. No, can't even say that. I am Cassandra, 31 years old. I reside in Shreveport. I love the Lord with all of my heart. He is my everything. I work in the medical field right now. I work in the laboratory. Um Thinking about going back to school to do more things with that, but that's where that's at. We're gonna leave that alone. Um uh I
I feel
serve
you on that.
right,
I
right.
feel you on that.
I serve in the church under the leadership of Bishop and Apostle Sasser. And I love life. I love traveling. I love coffee. Got a little
Yes,
bit left trying to
yes,
savor
yes.
it, you know. And I am not married, don't have any kids. So I got a lot of ideas. They're here, but I'm learning to put it before the Lord, and He's leading me here. And so here I am.
So what about, do you want your own children?
Oh
Or are you
yeah,
content with your
absolutely.
nieces and nephews?
I definitely want my own children. 100%. I have two god babies. They are just they are my they are my babies. I love them so much.
Oh,
And
that's
they kind of settle my baby fever when it comes in waves.
Okay. Okay.
So I call on them. I say, "Give me my babies. I need my fix. I need my fix."
Right, right.
And
Because that's
they,
how it be sometimes.
right,
That's
right,
how it be. I've never actually experienced that, but I
right.
know I know other people have. I was the opposite. I
Hmm.
was the opposite. It wasn't in my plan. Didn't want them. Didn't want other people's either. So
Oh, really? Hmm.
no, no. I had a fool proof plan for my life, and
Hmm.
it did not include little people.
Oh, wow.
I all I wanted to. I mean, I've never even changed my desired profession, which was to be an attorney.
Hmm.
Never. I was gonna get married, but I didn't plan on kids. I planned on my sisters having kids so that I could have little people to spoil.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's all I wanted. But I didn't see a life with them. Um my grandma said it was because I was selfish, but I don't think that was the reason. I'm not a little people person,
Oh.
which is why for most people, because I don't know if you when I begat Elias, it
Right.
was just strange. Everybody was like, "You babysitting?" I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know what it was. Like me and Kim wasn't even like that, but I for some reason was like drawn to her belly.
Yeah. Oh.
And when she come in, I always put my mouth and I say, "Hey," in
Hmm.
her tummy. So when I get there, they let me in the hall, but they wouldn't let me in the birthing room because they were having issues getting him out. So they
Mm.
asked me to just wait. So I was like, okay, okay, I'll wait. Anyway, so as soon as he came out, they got him on the thing. They came and got me. So I came in there and I peeked my head in and I said, "Hey,"
Mhm.
on that thing they put him on with the lights on it. That boy turned his head. But that took me out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me right there. That means we was meant to. He turned his head. And
Uh-uh.
I'm like, oh my God, did anybody else see that but me? This boy just came out the womb. He turned his head because he heard my voice. And it could have
Oh.
been a coincidence. I don't know, but I'm keeping it that he heard my voice.
Right, right, right.
But oh, I was in love. Ever since then, I had that boy every weekend and on my days off until I moved.
Outside, why you worry when you know that he gon' make a way? I done seen him make a blessing like 100 ways. Everybody got a time, a dog gon' have a day. Only running to the Lord, I never run away. Curving him, demons try to get me, but I'm swerving him. Circling, target in my flesh, I had to murder him. Satan only come to steal your joy just like a burglar. Smirking him, I know he got it covered like a pergola. We go ahead and knock it out the park and turn the bases. You was walking phase and started running out of patience. I sat at the table with my plate, I'm saying gracious. We cast all our cares, forget the past, and turn the page. I say, yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot.
But we're not here to talk about Milton. Was there a moment? Now, is this something you've always wanted to do? Two C's. Is it something that you thought about growing up? Was there a moment that opened your eyes and said, "Hey, I need to do this"?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
So this isn't something that I've always wanted to do. Like it's definitely something that just was
Happen?
like God just sprinkled it in, you know.
Okay.
Um maybe 2 or 3 years ago I did some leadership classes with Pastor Maya Coleman.
Mhm.
Um, KVLA, something that was the name of it. And I did that. And in the midst of doing that, we had an assignment where we had to come up with um, some type of ministry or some type of idea and come out with a full plan for it, X,
Okay.
Y, and Z. And I was like, God, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want my own ministry. I don't want a church. Like, what are you doing? Hello, I don't know what you want me to do. And so, in the midst of that, I remember just God just downloading this to me, Tusi's house, and make it to where it could be a pantry and you could give away things to the community. And I mean, God was just, it was just coming. I was like, oh, this about to be a good assignment. Like, I'm about to get an A on this. Like this, I had
Right.
all the people, I had it all set up. And in my mind, it was just an assignment. That's it. I was like, this
Okay.
is a good, this is good. I submitted it, got my little points and all that, and it was cool. So a couple of years passed. Last year actually, I was listening to um what is Joshua Giles, I believe that's his name, and he
Mhm.
was talking about he was giving his prophetic forecast, and he was just talking about preparation, and then he mentioned something about pantries, and whenever he said that, I said, pantries, that sounds familiar. And then boom, everything came rushing in, and it was like an urgency to just get it started. And I was like, okay, God, I hear you, but how in the world am I going to start a pantry? I don't even know where to start. And then he released that information to me. I actually found the file on my computer, Tusi's house. I was like, so that was that? I thought this was just an assignment. Like what? Like I turned that into pass this class. Like what you mean? Like, and so I would, because I was, sometimes God would give you that sense of urgency to just do something, just start it
Yes.
and start it now. No questions asked, just do it. You
Yes.
don't know how it's going to work out, just do it, start it. And I was like, God, well, where do I start? And then I found the file on my computer. I was like, oh, I got everything planned right here already. Oh, okay, cool.
Mine. Yes.
Okay, cool. And it just happened so fast. And as I mentioned to you, in the midst of me going through what I was going through in 2025, here comes God sprinkling in this. And that was, to start it, was honestly one of the smoothest things ever.
Okay.
It it,
Okay.
it really was. It was so smooth to start it. I was like, oh, okay, God, well,
Okay.
I'm just I'm just gonna follow your lead, whatever you want to do. So it definitely wasn't something that I grew up wanting to do. It kind of just was birthed out of a season of urgency, I believe.
Well, this conversation is important, and I think it's a good conversation, which is why I wanted to interview about it
Mm-hmm.
right now, because we are living in a time where so many households are silently struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Behind closed doors, there are parents choosing between groceries or gas, water or electricity, food or a pair of socks. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an everyday choice. There's families stretching meals just to make it to their next payday, and
Right.
children growing faster than resources can keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this need isn't distant. It's not something that, oh, I'm gonna prepare for it because in the future, no, it's going on right now. It's not far away. And many of us probably know a lot of families
Mm-hmm.
who are dealing with this right now in our churches, our neighborhoods, our schools, and like I said, our own families.
Mm-hmm.
So, two C's, where'd the name come from?
That is the nickname that we called my grandmother. And I remember anytime I think about going to Tusi's house growing up, number one, there was always food.
Oh,
Always. All the best food ever. Okay. It may not have been much, but it was just food, and it was always enough. Always enough. You know what I'm saying? Anything you needed, it was there. Okay. At she had two houses in her lifetime that I remember. In the
okay.
first one, she would have this room, and she would have this closet full of clothes. I mean, you could come there and get anything: food, water, clothing. I mean, just to relax, just that sense of home. You never left there empty-handed. Like
Right.
you never did. So, um, when I was thinking, well, when the download came to me, I was like, yeah, Tussie's house, yeah. That because that's where little becomes more.
And little becomes more, because that was my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Little becomes more.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because that's what you felt at the house, or are you showing people how to take a little? I mean, are you about to show them how to do the 2 fish and the 5 loaves? Like, what is
I
behind
believe
where little becomes more?
I believe it's a bit of both. Because growing up, I grew up in a big family. I'm the baby of 7,
Ooh.
and
Wait, that means you got everything, though, doesn't it?
did I?
Did you?
Did I? I had to get the scraps. That's what I got.
Okay.
I got the scraps. Okay, it was a hard not life. Okay, but not all the time.
I know.
But in in both situations, um, there were times when a simple meal, egg and rice.
Ooh.
Didn't think nothing much of it. And people who are in a higher society, they like, ew, eggs and rice, what are you talking about, baby?
Right. They don't know. They don't
That
know.
stretched and fed the whole family, all of us. Okay,
For real.
smothered potatoes and sausage, that stretched and fed the whole family. So it was a little meals like that became
Right.
so much more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It fed big families like mine. And and anytime my grandmother cooked, it may have seemed like a little here and there, but there was always leftovers. How with all these people?
Wow.
And we all was eating.
Yeah.
Hello, we
Yeah.
all was eating. And so that, in that sense, that's where that was birthed. And also to combine with the spiritual side, God will take a little, just what you have, and multiply it so much more. And
Indeed.
so it just plays both roles really well, where little becomes more.
Well, one, yes, I like the little becomes more. My children were raised on some rice and eggs, like for real.
Mm.
Um, don't get it real twisted. I ain't got no kids, but I'll go burn me up some rice and eggs right now.
Yes, absolutely.
I love my rice. I mean, I've never eaten anybody's but my mama's, but
Mm.
I love my rice and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But it even got to the point people at church was asking me to bring rice and eggs in the morning, because I would always bring Pooh a bowl and some snacks or something. He always got some
Mm-hmm.
food.
Mm-hmm.
I have them. So I start bringing it to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they start requesting, like, can you make us a thing of rice and eggs? Oh, yeah. And don't chop up no meat in it. Like, it's a done deal.
Hello.
It's a done deal.
Hello.
But fried potatoes and onions and things like that. I'm like, I just made my husband we had leftover potatoes from Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm going to do with these. Fried potatoes and onions it is.
Absolutely.
And it sticks to your gut.
Yes.
What I don't do and didn't do is send my children out to school without eating something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're not going to church without them eating something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was big on that, but it was a lot of them.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. It was nowhere close to 7.
Right.
But the Lord knows what we bear and what we can't. 7 would have took me clean out.
My goodness.
Like, 3 was too much. And only 2 of them really ate a lot. Deontay can eat. Gary can eat. Milton would nibble.
Mm-hmm.
But it was God. To just be able to look back in a single mom with 3 big boys.
Mm-hmm.
That was God. Mm-hmm. That was God who taught me how to take a little and make much.
Yes.
He taught me, or at least I saw. So he put me in places like Hamburger Helper. I'm not about to buy 5 pounds of ground beef for no Hamburger Helper. What I'm going to do is put all this Hamburger Helper, 1 scoop, on a whole bed of rice. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some bread. Enjoy.
Yes, with the bread.
Grandma used to get mad. You going to give them all those starches? Yes, ma'am. Every last one of them. Because they weren't hungry. Mm-hmm. And yes, I might not have balanced out the food groups. Mm-hmm. I get that. but food groups is a luxury that I didn't have.
Hello, it really is.
Right. So when we had chicken, I boiled the chicken or baked the chicken and I put that on a bed of potatoes and rice with
Hmm.
bread.
Hmm.
Enjoy. My kids went to bed full. They left the house full. But I like that. I really love the where little becomes more because
Hmm.
there's so many families that need that.
Yeah.
So kind of walk me through, or should I say walk us through the services that Tootsie's House provides.
Okay, so number one, it's for sure a pantry. So we're gonna keep, or I keep, non-perishable goods,
Okay.
canned goods, green beans, corn, dry beans, rice, boxed mac and cheese, things, van and sausages. All those things. We try to keep stack on that, and
Spam.
even cases of water.
Okay.
Try to keep stacking that. Also, um, I'll be adding clothing as well, because the idea really is to really help those families, um, in single parent households, but also those big families. My heart, and this is something that even I would feel like as a teenager, because I came from a big family. When I see people, single mothers in the store with like two plus kids running around, or they walking in like a mama duck with all her little
Right.
ducks,
Right.
her little babies. And that was my mind, and I was like, oh, so big families have a special place in my heart, because I
Okay.
know the struggle. Well, I'm not the mom, but I was the kid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I know the struggles of going to the store and trying to split and trying to have enough to get everybody something and have everybody with clothing, as well. So the idea is to, for the clothing, do that in seasons. School's
Okay.
getting ready to start, in the wintertime for jackets, or even maybe sometimes in the summer times, for swimsuits or something like that, just in case, they may not have enough for things like that.
Okay.
Um, and that's the jump start of that, clothing and the food for sure. We want to have that for the community. Eventually, once I get networking caught up and get into that, I want to provide services for the kids, teenagers mainly, for them to have trades set up, because college really isn't for everybody. But if
No.
you can learn a trade and
Right.
get into that, you can start making money quicker, and be
Right.
able to, be stabilized in this life, and,
Right.
give them that. And along with that, I want to provide financial training for the parents, whether it's just the mom or the dad, or the mom and the dad, so that they can know how to manage the little that they have and make it more.
Okay. Um, so when you say a pantry, are we speaking they walk in and they're able to get things off the shelf, or are we creating boxes for them as they come in?
Um, I believe it's just going to be, at the start. I've been creating boxes. My
Okay.
first one, I did for Thanksgiving last year. I pre-made bags with groceries in it, and I told the community, hey, if you know a family that need a bag of groceries, let me know, and we'll have that for it. And there was 10 families, and so I had 10 bags pre-prepared, and they were blessed by that.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
good. So you mentioned big families, but who are the actual families that you serve? Is it only people with children, two or more children, or do they have to have a minimum of five kids? Who are the families that you serve?
Really, any
Okay.
family, um, any family. I've given to families with um, 4+ kids, 2 kids. I gave to it was just a person who didn't have kids. And really anybody who needs it. It's ideal to hit for those family with children, but if you need a bag, baby, come get you a bag, because
Right.
it's hard out here for just a single person with no kids at the same. Okay,
Right.
it's
Right.
the same.
Yeah, I think we tend to overlook, especially people with families. We tend to
Mhm.
overlook people who might be struggling that don't have a family,
Right,
because in our head is like, it's just you.
right.
That can
Hmm.
get a little taxing as well.
Yes, it can.
It doesn't mean because you're by yourself, you're over there eating filet mignon with some
Mhm.
asparagus,
Hello.
bacon.
Hmm.
So I'm glad that you said that. Now, do they have to show proof, or is there any requirements when they come and are served at the pantry?
No proof.
Okay.
No requirements. I'm not gonna get that taxing with it.
Okay.
I do ask them for their name, um, just so that when it's time to like give thanks to them or
Mhm.
show appreciation, because I'm big on, like, I'm gonna give you things, but I also want to appreciate the fact that you even came to to get served. I
Okay.
want to
Okay.
I want you to know that um that you're seen, that you're loved, still giving to you even though you're in need. I want you to know that you're appreciated.
Okay. Okay. So across our communities, the demand for food and clothing and basic family support has grown rapidly. Like
Hmm.
inflation, job transitions, medical emergencies, and unexpected life changes have pushed many, many, many families into survival mode, especially with the last government shutdown.
Right.
A lot of people losing their jobs or sitting at home not sure what to do.
Hmm.
That wasn't I'm not saying was an issue, because it is an issue, because we forget, just because people got to go back to work, it doesn't mean everything they had to do in between. A lot of people fell in a hole at that
Yeah.
time, now
Hmm.
have to come out of that hole. um
Hmm.
I have a cousin who does a resource center in Keithville.
Hmm.
So I didn't know if that's kind of where you were going, because now at this point there are stores and organizations sending items to the resource center for
Hmm.
people, and they do the same thing. They have boxes prepared where people can drive through. They say, hey, you can be here from 10 to 12 and
Hmm.
drive through.
Hmm.
But again, I don't think there's any paperwork required or anything like that.
Because when my sister wins, I win.
You deserve spaces that lift you, rooms that see you, tables that welcome you, and a community that reminds you, when my sister wins, I win.
So what would you say to the person who is too ashamed to tell or to say that they need help? What do you say to that person?
Um, I would say, and it may sound a little rough, but swallow your pride
Mm-hmm.
and think, if you have kids, think of your kids.
Okay.
You can only be so strong, and it's okay to receive a helping hand. Um, and maybe you're that person who have been scorned by people who've helped you, and they dangled it over your head that,
Right.
hey, I helped you, so you better do X, Y, and Z. You don't have to worry about that here. This Okay, no. You come get this box, you feed your children, you live to see another day.
Right.
You
Right.
come get this box, you feed yourself and live to see another day, because I guarantee that you are needed.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is why organizations such as yours is very critical, because they don't just provide resources, you
Hmm.
provide relief, dignity, and hope. And those are things we just we just had a whole discussion about seeing a little bit of hope can take
Right.
a very long way.
Mhm.
Seeing a glimpse of hope changed my life, changed my situation. And I'm glad that you have things in place or that you created this so that other people can get a little bit. All they need is a little. That
It's a
mustard seed.
little.
Have you
That's
seen a
it.
mustard seed? Because it ain't
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's all
I've
we
seen
need.
it. Mhm.
That's all we need.
Mhm.
And organizations such as yourself meets people and families where they are. But I would say to parents, to people that need help, struggling doesn't mean failing.
Right.
Everybody has good and bad seasons. I'm sure there's a lot of rich people who have had bad seasons. And sometimes we might need to take a moment and listen to their stories. If you listen to people like Taraji P. Henson, or where she came to LA with $17 in her pocket, you know, or you got Tyler Perry, who spent a lot of his time sleeping in his car. You
Yeah.
know, we just look at them now and be like, oh, they got this, they got that. But that's not always the case. A lot of people didn't start off rich. They really didn't. What does transformation look like for a family that you've helped? What is your desired result when you get this, you put the box together and you hand that to them? If I know you at all, it's probably some prayer going on with that. I don't know if it's before you hand them the box, while you start in the box. What do you hope for the family that you're handing a box to?
My hope is that they would be able to really feel that relief, because it takes a lot to pay the bills, take care of your children, take care of their needs. Not even just, I'm not at this point, I'm not talking about food, but taking care of their school needs, even taking care of yourself. And then you come home and they be like, Mom, I'm hungry, or Dad, I'm hungry. Oh, dang it, I forgot the food.
Right.
You know, there's nothing in the refrigerator. We barely got something to make. Now I got to go back to the store, and groceries high. Okay, you could barely get a meal or two, a full meal with the ingredients and all that for less than $100. Barely. Okay, barely. And so, the transformation would be them at least having this meal that could stretch to about 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Um, and them feeling that financial relief, like, oh, okay, whew, I don't have to worry about groceries.
Right.
I can put this money here and
Right.
do this because food is taken care of.
Right.
And so, not to not really to become a crutch for that family or those families, but really to give them that assistance that they need in order for them to do what they need to do for their family to make it to the next month.
Okay. So as a company, I know you're just starting out, but what are your biggest needs right now?
My biggest needs, honestly, would be a building.
Okay.
Because I'm storing. I have like a little storage in my house where there's a room. Nothing's in it, but I'm able to store a lot of things, so that's fine.
Mhm.
But I would the biggest need would definitely be a building so that I can have the proper room for storage and be able to have that access to go in and out, whenever, and just have that ability, or rather that freedom, to just set up and do what needs to be done. Also, um, um, donations, which that could be set up to where it could be monthly. And I'm
Okay.
also working flyers for that too.
Okay.
But the main number one need would be just finding that building so that I can have it more structured. Let me say it
Right.
like that.
Right. And two, somewhere for people to come get their
Yeah,
boxes. Yeah.
absolutely.
Right. We love everybody, but we don't want everybody at our house.
Right.
Um, so how can we support? Is it enough to just bring you canned goods and non-perishable foods and clothing, or
Mhm.
would the money be better, or both?
Both.
Tip 2 for week number 2 is figure out what the best version of you looks like. Many of us say we live in our best lives. We want to be the best version of ourselves. We want to be this, we want to do this, but we actually have no idea what that is. But it takes a minute to figure out what the best version of you looks like. It's not about what anybody else wants, what anybody else needs, what anybody else anything. It is what the best version of you looks like to you. So I ask the question every seminar, every panel, every podcast, every workshop. What does the best version of you look like? Remember, the best version of you is without apology or need for permission, period. You have to figure out what you like. It's going to require you to spend some time alone. Some of us have that opportunity, many of us don't. Get along with yourself and learn you. What do you like? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? And it's not about the money or the flash or the trips. What are the simple things? Simple things that make you smile. Simple things that bring you great joy. Me binge watching a show. I will wait till all the segments or episodes have shown, and then I get to binge watch them on Netflix or whatever. That is the best version of me. Oh my, with no interruptions, no nothing. Just me, a cup of ice, and binge watching that show. Right now, I'm binge watching Chicago Fire. But it's whatever works for you, whatever makes you smile. Figure that out first. So, week 2, tip 2. Figure out what the best version of you looks like. Remember to stay connected at www.sisterscafeinc.com. And don't forget to join the Best Version of Me Challenge. I'll see you again next week for another tip on how to be the best version of yourself.
What's better? I think you just answered that, but we can bring you non-perishable goods, cases of water, or donate money. What is a good donation? Is it like $25 a month, $25? What's a good foundational amount that would truly feed a family?
That would truly feed a family. I would say about $30.
Okay.
$30. That would be a good foundation. It'll get them the protein, the meat, it'll get them the sides, it will get them the juice or water, it'll get all that included. My last not my last one, the giveaway I did for Thanksgiving of last year, my donations was mostly money other than the actual goods, and that worked because I was able to go to the store and actually scope out what was needed and found some cool little deals, and I got that, and I had leftovers, so that was good. And then when I did the one for Christmas, it was opposite. I got more goods than money, but it still panned out. So
Okay.
both ways really works well. Both ways.
Okay. And you're working on setting it up so it can be reoccurring giving, and you're working on the website and things like that. But until then, how can we stay in touch with you?
Until then, you can follow Tusi's House on my Facebook, on its Facebook page. The messenger is definitely open. You can follow my own account that's under Cassie Sterling, and message me on there as well. And I'll be able to reach out. I am almost always by my phone, so I'll see the messages and I'll be able to respond to you. Tusi's house does have um, a phone, so if you would text that information or text it or even call it, I'll be able to get back with you with those responses as well.
Okay. If you don't mind, well, if you can tell me yes or no, but have you applied for grants or anything like that?
I have not applied for grants yet. That's
Okay.
something that I am looking into, doing my
Okay.
research and getting that rolling. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then another thing is, can I maybe put a link on my website so if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or donate, they can just donate through the website and then it comes to you?
Yes, we could set that. We can definitely set that up. We can set that up.
Yeah. And that way too, if somebody sees the interview, whatever, they can, again, it'll direct towards you,
Hmm.
but they can go on my website and click it. Or anything like that. So what the goal is to get as many eyes on it as possible.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
because this is a very good thing. I'm
Hmm.
excited for you,
Thank
and
you.
it
Thank you.
also shows your commitment over
Mhm.
convenience because
Yes.
this is work.
Hmm.
This is work, and as a brand new homeowner, you know what I mean. I'm sure you could be doing
Hello.
a whole bunch of other things to be out there
Hello.
making you some money. So
Hmm.
I commend you for that. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool. But there's a lot of people that are in need, and I'm saying that because at some point in my life I was one of them.
Hmm.
We used to go with a lady, which I later sublet my business from her office, but she was doing a food pantry, and I had never heard of that before.
Hmm.
And it was good stuff in there. It was a lot of bread and onions and different things from the store, and people would come by and pick up their boxes, and these boxes are full of good stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
can I get one of them boxes? Like,
Right.
it just and it helps.
Hmm.
People seem sometimes it seems like it's not, but it is. It really, really helps, especially when you start going into holiday baskets and
Yeah.
boxes.
Hmm. Hmm.
You could have given them just enough cranberry sauce or stuffing, you know what I mean, to make their whole meal. And I think that's amazing. But we're definitely going to put this up there. We'll put a link to the Tusi's house so that way you guys can find her on Facebook. And she has a phone number, but I'm sure that's on the Facebook page. But get at her,
Yes.
help
Yes.
her. Perishable items, clothing. I'm sure I got a lot of clothing that I can donate because that was one thing. I used to help with the mission rescue downtown.
Hmm.
Um, on my Fridays that I worked half days, I would go help serve food and things like that. But one thing, especially with the Providence House as well, they kept lacking plus size clothing.
Mm.
And it was the first time I was like, oh my God, now I can help with that. you
Right.
know,
Right.
because a lot of people give clothes, but there's not a lot of plus size people giving clothes. So
Hmm.
I was so glad to be able to help that. So that would be the same for you. I'm going to take care of the plus size category because I'm it's just sitting there, and that's what I wanted to do with it.
Yes, ma'am.
More or less people that came to church, you know what I mean, that might need, but seeing as though we don't have a building anymore,
Hmm.
then I mean, what better way to do it than help my friend help the world?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you and whatever, and I mean this, so don't be just looking at me.
Yes,
Whatever
ma'am.
whatever you need, not only in my hair, Sisters Cafe. Well, I guess I am Sisters Cafe, but Sisters Cafe
Hmm.
is here, and however we can partner with Tootsie's House, and I would love to do that. I would love
Yeah,
to do.
absolutely.
Tip number 6 of how to be the best version of you is to not compare yourselves to others. we do ourselves a huge disservice when we compare our lives, our walk, our journey, our status, our, our abilities, our skills, our professional lives, our spiritual walks to others. You don't know where everybody else's road is. You don't know what they did to get there. You don't know where they are for real because what they do in front of you is not necessarily real life at all. For example, selfies. That's the good example. Let's use selfies as an example. And I talked about it at that last manifestation conference. You see somebody's photo, right? And you automatically, oh my God, I want to be like them. I want to do this. I want to do that. You didn't even realize that it took them 27, 28, 32 snaps, 32 pictures to get one good picture. And you're thinking that you're inadequate or you're not that pretty or you're not that, photogenic or whatever you want to say, but neither are they. Neither are they. Or we're looking at people's lives and we're like, oh, marriage goals. That's what I want. I want to do like that. I want that. I want that car. We are comparing. We don't know why our lives are not moving along like this person's life or this person's life, but you don't know the cost. You don't. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they've conquered. You don't know anything except what they show you. It's very rare where people are posting their flaws. So what you think you're looking at, what you think you're comparing you to, what you think you're looking at, what you're comparing yourself to is something that's not even real. It's not even real. And you're in stress mode trying to get yourself like so-and-so or the Joneses or the Kardashians or the Robinsons. I mean, whoever. No, go at your own pace, do what God told you to do, and live your life the way you live your life. You can't compare yourself to people. You don't even know the real deal. You don't even know their real life. You don't go home with them. Just because they look good in public don't mean they didn't argue all the way here. Real talk. Let me give you an example. Got married the first time at the Justice of Peace. And he and I argued the whole way there. And I mean, all the way in the building, we argued. Not just regular disagreement, but argue, calling each other names, all that kind of, all the way in the Justice of Peace. We signed the papers, then we went upstairs to do the vows ceremony. And I remember doing my vows and he's doing his vows and tears was running down my face. Tears were running down my face and everybody was like, oh, that's so beautiful. And that's so nice. The witnesses there. And oh, that's so lovely. You guys are a beautiful couple. I wasn't crying because we was getting married. I was mad. I was so mad. Clearly not mad enough to call it off, but I was so mad inside and so hurt at the things that had been said and not even sure I should do it. And I did it anyway. But do you see the comparison? Somebody else will stand back and say, oh, that's beautiful. They're beautiful. This is Hawaii. They're getting married in front of this volcano thing. And oh, here's a lei. Mahalo. And everybody thinks, oh, that's just beautiful. Oh, they're so cute together. They're such a cute couple. I wouldn't want that. And here you are comparing yourself to something you really don't know anything about. We got to stop doing that because it is a joy killer. It's a joy killer. It's a progress killer. It's discouraging. And we don't need that. We try to be our best selves. Being the best version of you is not comparing yourself to anyone else. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't ever miss a tip on how to be the best version of you. All right. Is there anything you would like to say to the audience?
Um, just thank y'all for tuning in and hearing my story. And anytime you think about us, anytime you think about Tusi's house, please send up a prayer. And also just be thankful. Be thankful for every meal. Be thankful for the ability to even go to work to provide for all of that. Continue to thank God for blessing you because there are so many without. There's so many who are struggling. So I know sometimes we take meals for granted. Okay, we take opening that refrigerator for granted until you open it one day and it's low. You ain't got no eggs. You may got eggs, you ain't got no butter. You may got milk, you ain't got no cereal. You got bread, no jelly. It's
Right.
something missing. You
Right.
scraping trying to put a meal together.
Right.
But yeah, scraping trying to put a meal together. So just be thankful for every meal. And just know that you have the ability to make your little more.
Absolutely. Well, you guys heard it here on Sisters Cafe. Y'all make sure you go out and support Tusi's house as much as you can and tell a friend. And for those who are struggling in silence, you don't have to do that. That is what we are here for. It's the Sisters Cafe Network. So go over to Tusi's house. And for those who don't need the services, help with the services. But we thank you for being here. Make sure you follow us on all these social media platforms. We are here every Wednesday for Woman Crush Wednesday on Power Influence Radio. Download the Daily Faith Network app on your Roku TV and catch us 9 p.m. every night streaming on the Sisters Cafe channel. And don't forget, we got that 2026 iWin Conference coming up March 27th and 28th. Be in the building. You need more information, go to the website, check us out on YouTube and all your podcast platforms, and we'll see you next time for another segment of Sisters Cafe.
Just call me. I'll be there. It don't matter. Just say where. I'll be right by your side. Do everything you know, alright. Just stay cool. I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. At the Sisters Cafe.